Yeah, there it is. Yeah, welcome to another Master Toons podcast with me, your host Jack. And here today on the show we have our regulars George,
Hello, everyone.
Carson, Sylvia has just managed to
Hi,
fix her
yes.
Google Hangout thing, and Shalani, who was on the show with us a while ago, but
Hello.
she's got the exams out of the way. And as part of our Shituary month, this is our last film. Our first film was The Nut Job. And then we had Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery. And now to finish off with maybe the shittest one of them all, Hoodwinked.
Uh,
Hoodwinked is a 2005 American computer animated family comedy film. It's a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood as a police investigation showing flashbacks and multiple points of view, like that film, I can't remember what it's called, but they did a Simpsons episode parody of it. It's directed by three people, Corey Edwards and his brother Todd Edwards, and Tony Leach. Corey Edwards' other credits include the sequel, Hood vs. Evil, and he was the co-writer on Escape from Planet Earth, which was met with appalling reviews.
boy.
It's actually quite a good
I didn't think it was
cast.
that bad.
Oh, we'll get to that. But it's quite a good cast. We've actually got Anne Hathaway as the lead as Red Puckett. Glenn Close plays her granny. Jim Belushi, who is John Belushi's brother from Blues Brothers, as the woodsman. Patrick Warburton as the wolf. And some other people that no one cares that much about. So, we'll go around 5 words or less. We'll go with Carson first.
Carson?
Yeah.
He's thinking.
I'm sure. Good time.
Alright, George.
Terrible animation, decent everything else.
Okay, Shalani.
I'll come back.
You come back. Okay, Sylvia, you got anything?
Not bad. Not too bad despite criticism.
Okay. Shalani, just you left.
It was half-path worthy.
Worthy. In the I'd say this film is I don't know. I haven't got anything funny this week. I'm just gonna say this film is retarded in every sense. Because while it has potential and some of the jokes are funny, it's just made like a 5-year-old. It's so poorly animated. The
It was
direction is
animated
all
in the
over the place,
Philippines.
and the writing isn't great. So before we actually begin diving into the film, like Sylvia said, it was animated in the Philippines. So I'm going to get you some background information on the film because I find it absolutely fascinating. So it was done on a budget less than $8 million, which is extremely cheap for a CGI film.
It's an independent animated film, is the thing.
It's independent. And what's interesting is the animation studio, which was created on Maya software in an effort to save cost, produced in the Philippines. And the animation studio was Digital Eye Candy, which was founded just for the film's production. And the animators, interestingly, they had all their own experience was independently animating, so they were used to working on their own time, but now they have to work to a very strict schedule. So, and again, like you can see that in the film, and the director said that he wanted to do scenes like change like 10 things in it.
Hello? Jack?
Nope. Nope, he fucked out.
Sorry, my
Damn it.
internet went funny. So the animation team actually had never worked with CGI before. the producers had to teach them how to animate for their film. That's never good. And to add extra insult to injury, Edwards pulled like a Tommy Wiseau, where like he turned around and said the animation was intentionally like that to mimic. I'm not joking. To mimic stop motion like The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Are you fucking serious? Oh wow!
That's bad inspiration.
And what baffles me even more is, I mean, we're not talking about it really, but the sequel, they had 3 times as much money.
No, they even said Rankin Bass as well.
In the sequel, that their budget was 30 million, but they stuck with the same shitty technology and the same shitty production. So the animation looks just as bad. And it's 2011, that movie.
2000, really? Wow.
2011 for Hoodwinked, Hood vs. Evil.
It was announced in January 2006, and that's a long time. 5 years they had to work on it.
Development hell. That's what it was.
Development hell.
Anyway, so back to this movie. So, I mean, obviously, if we're going to talk about negatives, the first thing is the animation is dog shite. Somebody wiped dog shite on a computer screen and recorded it. Like,
you have to remember it's 2005. It's still not all that advanced.
And it's independent. And it's an
2005,
independent film.
both Shrek movies had come out. Shrek 1 and 2 had both already come out. And if that's your competition, you better fucking well have the talent and the money.
They do.
Because we have this expectation of how like movies should look, you know. And if they look like pig shit. So what did you guys? Carson, what do you think of the animation? Was it acceptable?
The animation, the animation's shit. There's no question about it. I don't know. Even as a kid when I watched it, I still thought it was shitty. Like I was like, this is some shitty animation. And like,
back then I didn't think about it much, but now that I look at it, it's not all that great, but it's still not a bad movie.
but like here's the thing, like it looked like I would say the original Toy Story looked better than this.
Oh, yeah. A lot better.
And like that's not a good thing.
Well, the thing with that is that the original Toy Story had, well, beforehand Pixar was founded with making CGI animated shorts, but the thing was that was what they were best known for at the time, whereas this animation company went from it's an independent animation company, and they also did a lot of, I believe, hand-drawn animated shorts. Is that correct?
Mm.
Right,
like, but still, you...
Yeah, but even then, like, a budget of $8 million isn't enough for, like, a high-quality animation. And to be honest, I've seen, like, this kind of stuff done, like, time and again. How we've gotten movies, like, from last year and even this year of anime movies that look like shit that came out, like, a decade over some of the more better-looking animated movies.
Right, but it, like,
and this movie has
I don't care how constrained their budget was. Like, I understand why it looks like shit, but it doesn't change the fact that it does look like shit. You know?
Exactly.
I see that this movie had a few veteran voice actors that I didn't know. Tom Kenny, Kevin, Michael Richardson, and Tara Strong. I did not know that. Oh, and Patrick Warburton.
They were in it extremely briefly. Like
okay.
Kevin Michael Richardson is like literally like he gets like 2 lines.
Okay.
I'm just gonna read you a quote from Wikipedia about the animation of this film. So, knowing they could not match the quality of other computer animated films, the film was instead designed to imitate the look of stop motion, which I already said. So Corey Edwards said, if we approach our look like that, photographed miniatures and stop motion, and if that nostalgia resonates with our audience as far as that look, then we're not going to shoot ourselves in the foot by trying to put every freckle and hair on our photoreal creatures. He contrasted the technically innovative but critically panned Howard the Duck movie with simple but
Seriously?
beloved puppet character Kermit the Frog to illustrate to his crew the importance of well-written, likable characters and technical quality. So to inspire his team, he was like, okay, we haven't got the money, but we're going to pull a Howard the Duck. I bet they turned to each other like, fucking hell, how are we going to have careers after this? We're fucked. let's just be as fucking lazy as possible. Hopefully get
That's officially the greatest thing I have ever heard in my fucking life.
But like the thing is that it doesn't look like stop motion animation at all.
It doesn't.
Exactly.
It looks like 3D CGI.
Yeah, and like the characters don't have any like buoyancy or proper movement, because even in the original Toy Story, like now it does look pretty dated. The characters.
But that's an excuse for being like.
Yeah, the characters were toys, so you can kind of excuse them for being a little bit stiff in their movements. But like they still like have fluid movement, while in this they're literally like extremely robotic and like literally just like you can tell like when they animated they did a technique where there was like a stick swivel.
Yeah.
A little worse than the Nut Job. I thought the Nut Job was an ugly ass movie.
But
I actually saw this movie in the theaters like about 9 years ago, and it was still Blarney.
See, that's my biggest problem with the animation and the production is if this was a direct-to-DVD movie, there wouldn't be a problem. I wouldn't give it such a hard time. But the fact they had the fucking cheek to release it in cinemas worldwide, you can get the fuck out of here. I want my fucking money back.
you know how much
Watch Toy
money
Story
it
2 or something.
Where the fuck is that noise coming from? Sylvia, I got some background noise going on.
Yeah.
By the way, my internet is being really bad. It's being really bad tonight, so sorry if I can't quite hear you guys sometimes and stuff. It's really annoying.
No.
I'm still my best. But like, I'm getting this vibe that it's not as bad as I think it is. So let's talk about like what was good about it. I mean, I can point out some good things, but yeah, like Shalani, what did you think was so good about it?
Well, like you mentioned before, I think it had the potential. Like it had quite like a few jokes. I don't remember it because I watched it about 9 years ago. But what I remembered was, I mean, it had the potential to work on its humor. But then I kind of think they sort of like drew it over the line, where they just, I don't know, it didn't make me want to continue watching it more. Like it had that sort of, I don't know, that sort of slapsticky kind of humor, which I liked, but then I don't know, I didn't enjoy it as the movie progressed. I don't know, that's what I thought about the humor. But I would say it had a lot of potential, but I would say obviously the animation didn't just make me want to watch it. But I had to, because it was in the theater and it was with my dad, so I had to watch it in the theater. So yeah, so that's what I could say about the good things in the movie.
Well, from what I remember watching, I don't think I actually gave any care about the animation until now. So I didn't think it was bad back then, but now I see otherwise. I think the humor is good at times, really good.
Yeah.
But
Now, I haven't seen this since I was maybe like 11 at the oldest, so I'm looking at it through an 11-year-old's perspective. But I remember thinking that it was a really funny movie, and like it had a lot of funny stuff in it. I loved the schnitzel truck shit. Pretty much everything with like the woodsman, like I fucking loved.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
I loved the squirrel.
Oh
That
yeah.
thing was freaking annoying.
I was saying that.
I loved pretty much everything the wolf did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Little Red was pretty cool, but like wasn't really not here or there about it. I thought the little jokes with like the policemen were kind of funny.
Yeah.
I thought having like grandma as like this like extreme sports like adrenaline junkie was pretty cool. And I mean, I didn't really like having the bunny as the bad guy. I thought like,
Oh
even
yeah,
as a
Boingo.
kid it was pretty predictable, and like I didn't like his whole thing. But overall, I liked it, and my favorite thing about it was kind of having like the twist on the fairy tales and having
Yes.
everyone's different perspective of the same thing and having them like cross over and stuff, and like seeing one thing affected in another person's story, and then having it all come together when the woodsman like jumps in the window is like ah. I don't know.
I admit the film did surprise me, the plot, because at first when like it did that at the start and then there were police, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why are there police? Like, it's pretty open and shut case. So I guess the film did do a good job of embellishing it. But
Guys,
Yeah.
sorry to cut you short, but I have some visitors, so I have to go. I'm so sorry.
bring
So
on
sorry
the
for
show.
disturbing it. Well, I'll be there next week and forevermore. Sorry. Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank-
Okay.
Thanks.
How do I sign
Stay
out?
up.
I just closed it.
Go up and click hang up. Leave.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
That's the
Sorry
red telephone.
again.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Fine. Bye. That was abrupt.
Nice to speak. But yeah, I mean, like, in terms of like the plot and stuff.
Another great scene. Sorry to interrupt, but another one
okay.
popped into my head. The mountain goat thing with the
Oh,
fucking
yes.
antlers.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Oh my god.
So
What?
funny.
It was retarded.
It's so
It was
funny.
funny.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. Oh
See, this
man.
is what I mean. Like, this is my the biggest problem with the film. Like, it has the ideas. Like, the stuff with the mountain goat could have been like funny, but instead, like, because of how bad the direction and how bad the direction is, the jokes are all jarring. Like, it's hard to explain, but when you're watching it, like. Anna Hathaway isn't actually good in this either, I should say. Like, I'm not knocking Anne Hathaway as an actress or anything, but she kind of sounds like she doesn't really know what she's doing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't so much blame her. I'd blame the voice directing. Again, like, a lot of the blame that I have falls on the directors being shit.
Mhm.
Basically, their skills are equivalent to a second-year student at university. I'm not even joking. I've seen better things from university students. So like the comedic timing is off and awkward. There's no flow with the movie. It's just like we have a joke up here, and then next scene, and then back up. It doesn't flow. Like Toy Story flows with the jokes and everything. It's really well integrated. Well, this is just like you can tell a writer said, "Oh, I got a funny idea with the goat." And then it was just really badly put into the movie. That's what I feel. Oh, and the songs are awful. The songs are fucking dreadful.
I agree.
The worst one is the rabbit one,
Yeah.
because not only is this song awful, the animation is fucking horrible, and it actually kind of gave me nightmares. The way like his legs, going like, it looks so bad. Like, fuck,
I love that song, man. Come on.
After they animated that scene, they must have gone back and looked at the footage like in the sequence. Gone, fuck me,
Perfect.
fuck this. We're going to the pub. We're gonna have a drink.
The while they were drunk, and that scene was never supposed to be in the movie. They just animated while they were drunk or something. Damn it.
It's just so bad. And again, like the characters have like no bounce. The animators don't understand that like when you're doing something kind of cartoony, you have to make things kind of squish, kind of exaggerate the movements a little bit. That's good animating.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, I think the biggest strength of the movie is having like the story told from all the different perspectives and
Yeah.
having like the kind of the crossover. But I mean, it's definitely not a very good movie, but I think there are entertaining things in it.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Like
right now I'm watching the Schnitzel Man part again. I'm halfway dying.
right, like there are just like I think my favorite character is definitely the Woodsman and like Paul's Bunyan Cream.
I can't know.
Like,
What was the arc? What are you, a pirate?
Like,
oh,
and he's just like so random. Like he has nothing to do with the rest of the movie, and it's
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what the fuck was up with his van? What the fuck was that?
It was fucking hilarious. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, another problem I had with the movie is the world itself didn't make any sense. Like,
Was
they
it
had,
supposed to?
Really, the movie with a woodsman who sells schnitzel and with the talking detective wolf didn't make sense.
no,
I know.
I'll explain. I have the exact same reservations about cars. So with Toy Story makes sense. They set the rules, and that's it. I mean, you can nitpick and stuff, but that's kind of going into it. Like the actual setup, the concept is sound, you know, as with Harry Potter and everything. But this, like, you have animals that all the animals talk.
Yeah.
But then this fucking frog detective walks in with a pet dog.
Nikki Flippers. Oh, Nikki Flippers comes in.
What the
Wow.
fuck? The dog didn't even have any fucking purpose. It was there to raise questions. This frog having like a dog for a pet. Like, why? Why?
It's fucking hilarious.
And then like it's kind of weird where they have like a mixture of new technology and old, but not like in a steampunk way. So like you'll have like their houses will be like made of wood and shit, and then like you'll have a cutaway joke where like a log falls on a hedgehog's like pristine like Mustang or Porsche or whatever. And it's just strange. It just makes you think, what the fuck is happening? What's the rest of the world like? And they've got dollars. Their currency is dollars. Like, that's got the head of the president, so the president's human, but everyone else is animals. And there was only like 2 humans in it, and there wasn't. It's just strange. It didn't work at all.
Oh, fuck me.
And I keep thinking about it as well, like when Red Riding Hood starts telling her story, and then it just like abruptly cuts to her a shit song, a really awful song, terrible song.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
yeah, I think the
I forgot
song
that box.
is definitely really, really horrible and take away from the film in general.
Oh shit.
God damn it, man.
I will say, like, Patrick Warburton was good in this movie. Like, he felt quite, he was quite confident behind the microphone and everything.
Well, I think it's because he's had a lot of voice acting credits.
Yeah,
beforehand, like he was Buzz Lightyear in the he was Buzz Lightyear in the Buzz Lightyear cartoon that was on Disney Channel for a while.
Star Command, yeah.
Yeah, he was Kronk in the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, Family Guy. He's done loads.
Mystery Incorporated.
mean, he's only got one voice though, but it just sounds so good.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
Glenn Close. I was actually really surprised it was her because I was looking up the cast, and it's like Glenn Close's granny. It's like wow, because she's actually put on a voice, and professionally she was doing a really good job. And it's just like another what am I saying? Feather in her cap. Yeah.
Right.
Because she's a great actress.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird how they got like all these celebrities in. Like I think the celebrities must have thought it was gonna make loads of money or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like they could definitely just like bring them in for a day of recording, and like pay them a couple thousand, and like it'd be whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be more than a couple thousand, surely.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, like, for let's say like I don't know, because like for a day of recording, like, how much do you think, like an hour, they would need to pay?
Well, I mean, I don't quite know the industry, but I know that sometimes you can negotiate to have like a percentage of the gross profit instead. So a really good example, I think, is Ian McKellen. Like he just got paid a set amount. I think it was like 50 grand or something. And then Lord of the Rings made like fucking billions. He didn't think I'd make that much money. So he missed out on quite a lot of money.
Right.
So maybe because like with the Hoodwinked, like Toy Story and Toy Story 2 and Shrek 2, like those films just made so much money that they must have thought like it would be a good opportunity to get in on it.
Yeah, that's true. Probably made some back end deals.
I think it did. Might have. I'm not sure.
The production is just so strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. And like it's just such like a random movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's random.
Just random shit.
Like I almost forgot about it, and then you guys like brought it up. They were like, "Oh yeah."
Here's something. So the company that financed them, Canbar, they were taking the idea and agreed to fully finance the film before even seeing the finished script. That was a fucking mistake. With the initial intent of releasing the film directly to DVD. I fucking called it. I told you. I said like if this was direct to DVD, it wouldn't be so bad. But it was greed. It was fucking greed. They thought it would make money in the cinema, and it kind of did. It did. It made it had $8 million as budget, and it made 110 million, which is pretty fucking good for a movie that cost about 8 million.
Yeah, I mean you got like 100 return. And I mean even taking off like money for like getting it in the money that the theaters take, like that's still like
sure
60 million.
And like promotion and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just find it like Corey served as the film's main director as he had more experience with animation, comedy, blah blah blah, than the rest of them. It's like no, he didn't. He done shit all. He coloured in like someone's shoe on a big film, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody had a good career out this movie.
Oh fucking! Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, like I don't even know what to say about it. Like
I can actually, I feel like I'm the only one out here who actually can say Disney figure because I've actually watched this recently. I mean, I haven't watched it in anticipation for a podcast. I just saw it on a site one day. I was like, oh cool, Hoodwink. I'll pop it on and watch it again. I'm sorry, I like this movie. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm like, oh my god.
No, like I mean, I definitely enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like more than I
Yeah.
probably should, but it's not a good
Oh
movie.
my God.
Because I enjoy it.
Sorry.
They screen tested it in front of children.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's like
Especially the Snitzel man. He doesn't look like he's much of a. He's stranger danger. That's what he looks like.
Doesn't help that scene where he just randomly gives a bunch of kids following his magical truck full of this. Okay. Oh wow.
How they didn't call stranger danger, I don't know what. I'm seeing like comments on YouTube saying the ultimate rape van and stuff like that.
ultimate rape man.
That's why I saw one of them.
I think he's too stupid to be a rapist, though. That's a quote you can take to the grave.
Yeah, and another one, that
stupid.
big stupid grin on his face when he's dancing is with the kids just has "now to rape my shed" written on it, but it's hilarious. Now to my rape shed, which is the van. And he doesn't look great.
So some more interesting production details. As the producers gained greater confidence in the film, by the way, the definition of being delusional, larger name actors were brought in. So Patrick Warburton, he actually did it because he loved the fucking script.
I don't blame him. I like the script.
Yeah, I would definitely
Wolf
do it.
W. Wolf.
Like,
I
for
just
sure.
noticed that.
Well, I mean,
What
like, I might do it as a job for money.
No, I'm still wondering how Tom, Kenny, Kevin, and Tara even said yes to doing a few scenes.
They're cheap. They're cheap. No, honestly, like, if it's just like a couple of like a cameo roles, and like normally like these voice actors, they normally work in TV, which isn't much money, but they're obviously very good at it. So any chance for them to do a full feature movie, they want in, I'd say. Just like it's good for their credits, and it's also good for exposure. Yeah. Like maybe they might have a chance of voicing a lead somewhere.
Damn it! Goddamn cat! Fucking hell!
Wait, which character was Boingo?
He was the evil rabbit.
Yeah. He used improvisation and approached the role differently to how it had been written, interpreting the character as victimized and unstable. The filmmakers were enthusiastic over Dick's angle on the character. Kind of stuff, but to be honest, Andy Dick, well, where is supposed to laugh, he'd be crying.
Oh my god, wow, that's amazing.
This is what I mean by no direction. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are happy accidents on set where the actors can do their own thing, but normally the director will cast someone who knows that they can give them a little bit more, and then like help them along. That wouldn't be like, oh well, you know, he's famous, a lot more famous than me. You know, he can do what he wants. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much more we can say about this film. I mean, like, I basically think like you guys really enjoy like the humor and the story, and while for me like there was potential, it was so badly made.
Oy. Gee, that reminds me of another fucking pile of garbage I've seen.
Like Transformers 3, I think is a terrible film, but I don't think it's necessarily badly made. Like the CGI is really nice. There are some nice shots, and the cinematography is technically good at times. Do you know what I mean? Like technically, it's well made.
No, I agree, definitely.
Yeah.
So while Hoodwinked is the opposite, like it could have been good, but it was so badly made from every. Yeah. Just thinking if there's any more like funny little tidbits, really. I mean, the music.
Oh man, the music.
Like they had these like weird. They had these ideas like we want it to be a Saturday morning cartoon. We want it to sound old timey to fit with the story and everything.
Yeah.
And like, apparently a band wrote it from the 90s.
Uh-oh.
Fleming and
Oh
Phil.
boy. Oh Jesus.
What happened?
DreamWorks was going to distribute it, but the filmmakers turned it down because it didn't seem like a good deal.
Wow.
DreamWorks
That would
are
have made
retarded.
it. That would have made it a lot better.
No, because they were just gonna like
Oh,
distribute
distribute?
it. Not
Oh, okay, then
do
no.
anything.
Yeah.
Same film.
Yeah, same film, same quality, same
Yeah.
fucking me laughing on yourself. Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh, so that's interesting. So it's actually distributed by Robert Rodriguez's film distribution company, the Weinstein Company. Weinstein, I don't know how to say.
Oh, the Weinstein Company.
Weinstein
Yeah.
Company.
Weinstein.
After it was brought to their
Weinstein
attention
brothers.
by Rodriguez's wife, the Weinsteins had just left the Walt Disney Company, and they loved
And
the
they
idea of
they
They want to
just
give-
formed.
yeah,
by
they
that
want to give
point.
Disney a run for their money, quote unquote. Bullshit on bullshit.
Yeah. And that turned out splendidly.
Oh my God! One of the founders is from Flushing. Now I feel kind of bad.
A few edit suggestions
good way.
to quicken the film's pace. That was the least of your problems.
Oh man.
Okay, shall we? I mean, oh, and one last thing. You can buy the soundtrack, Hoodwinked, the original motion picture soundtrack.
I'm gonna go and buy it. I don't know about you, but I'm excited.
Oh yeah, same. Fuck the
50
invitation game.
50
Fuck the
minutes.
Grand Budapest Hotel. I'm buying the fucking Hoodwinked soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh
God.
god, I have so many problems.
Do you remember this other film, Happily Never After?
Oh yeah,
Man.
so bad.
I remember that film because the name. There's all these dumb parodies. You don't need a dumb parody to a film name. Like, it's not gonna make you any more money. Like Hood versus Evil, Hoodwinked.
What
Yeah.
do you remember Igor?
Oh, I remember Igor.
What did you think about that? I mean, I know it's kind of off topic, but
Never watched it.
no,
What? Never watched it.
No.
can't.
I kind of liked it, I guess.
Perfect. Gonna buy it. Look at all the songs.
Yeah.
To be
Something.
honest,
Something interesting.
The album is $9.99. 27 songs.
seriously?
Ooh. $10 plus tax is like $12.
That's a
Yeah.
steal for 27 songs?
Oh yeah, I'd buy that. God damn it, what the fuck?
Sure. 48 minutes. That's nice.
Oh my God. Owen, from Entertainment Weekly gave Hoodwinked an A-. He compared the filmmakers to
someone
Quentin
said.
Tarantino due to the potential for
And
bringing independent filmmaking to prominence in animation.
Oh my god.
No, I like this one. This like Ty Burr of the Boston Globe praised the film's vocal performances. He wrote, "Hoodwinked never builds on to a level of sustained comic mania. One aches to think what the great Looney Tunes directors could have done with this material. I would have thought they would have been a lot better."
Yeah. They would have had more money for a star. Nancy Chernin of the Dallas Morning News gave it a B. That's 3 stars, pretty much. 3.5 stars.
Yeah. It's kinda, I don't know if I'd give it that much. Maybe like, like a B minus.
Well,
Now I
not like,
could actually think of like Chuck Jones and Freeling doing this, but they did
just
that
like-
like a lot.
Because the thing is like, even though I enjoy it and I think it's funny for the most part, it doesn't excuse the fact that it's a poorly made film.
Hmm.
I
Like,
think
I'm not gonna give, like, I don't know, like,
This
have
is
you guys
one.
seen, like, Dude, Where's My Car?
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Like, I think that's
No,
a fucking
I've never seen it.
hilarious movie, but I'm not gonna, like, that's a
But
shittily made film.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
there's something else from the Burman. Berg considered the film's surfaces poorly rendered and compared them to Teletubby Land reupholstered with Naugahyde. Wow. Teletubby Land.
I think these like adult critics aren't like in touch with what's supposed to be good animation, at least back then. So like this, like they're like,
Yeah.
oh, things move around, that's good enough.
What the heck? Teletubbies is coming back? Okay.
Oh Jesus.
Apparently.
Oh, I know.
Just like one final thing on this. Interestingly, so this film was compared with Happily Never After. I'm not gonna go into detail or anything about it, but the sequel to Hoodwinked is called Hoodwinked 2: Hood versus Evil.
I
What do
never
you think-
saw it.
What do you think is worse, that or the Happily Never After sequel name, Happily Never After 2: Snow White: Another Bite at the Apple, and the "at" is like the keyboard sign.
It is.
No, definitely Never Ever After 2, man. That's just
Happily
sucks.
Never After 2: Snow White: Another Bite at the. No.
Sweet
That's
What
just
is
horrible.
that?
Christ.
That's
Who named it?
That's so cringy.
Oh,
That's
no,
not.
that's cringeworthy.
that's
man,
sad.
Awful. That's-
Me, even the fucking the front of the DVD cover makes me want to fucking vomit.
Yeah, it's like the usual suspects, like, lineup.
I'll put you there. I'll put it in up there for you. But definitely just check it out. Don't actually watch it. Just look at it as like a, a piece of bad art. Like it's so bad you can't believe someone made it.
Oh,
Wait, what? Let me. Yeah, I
Christ
saw. I just saw it.
almighty. Wow.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the...
Are those the seven dwarves in the back?
Yeah, no, that's horrible.
I'd rather
Here, I
take
need-
the
I need-
new 7D over
I
this.
need to share this. Okay, I need to share. Okay, get.
I
Wait,
will
what,
say,
is that Humpty Dumpty in the back? What is that?
That's Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, that looks more like horrors, but okay.
Damn it. Crap, I wanted these doing it.
I will say that at least with Happily Never After 2,
She
It
has a cell
had-
phone.
it had
Really?
it had the dignity and humility to be a direct-to-DVD movie. Hoodwinked 2: Hood versus Evil was released at cinema.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and now I remember seeing posters, but never being interested.
It's funny. I actually went to a trip to Washington when a year came out, and I was trying to find a way to go see it.
Oh,
God, I was stupid. And I was fucking teen.
Hoodwinked received a Saturn Award nomination for Best Animated Film at the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films, but lost to Corpse Bride. The Entertainment Weekly ranked the film as number 10 on the must list for its January 27th issue. Calling it a genre-busting indie animated gem.
Wow.
See, here's another little interesting bit about the development of Hoodwinked, the first movie.
Yeah.
Turns out that Corey Edwards didn't come back for the sequel because he had a poor experience working on the first film and he felt he had not been treated well. So he didn't have such a good time that the previous article made him out to be. But I mean, could you imagine that? Like, obviously he has his aspirations and ambitions, and he knows kind of what he wants. And just, it's kind of his own fault because he's not particularly good at directing at all.
Yeah.
But then he gets lumped with like the shittest animation company known
I
to
see the
man.
director of the second movie worked on some movies, like Eight Crazy Nights. I think that's a good animated movie. Looney Tunes Back in Action and Barnyard.
Oh,
That's
Mikey.
what the director of the second movie made. And
wow.
and the direct DVD short sequel
Well,
to
no,
Lilo and Stitch.
He worked on those movies. He didn't direct them.
Yeah.
The Hoodwinked 2 was his directional debut. We should probably watch Hoodwinked 2 at some point, just out of curiosity.
I've seen it.
During our sequels month.
During
Yeah,
our
maybe.
sequels month. Jesus
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, we got the great animated sequels. Kung Fu Panda 2, Toy Story 2, and Hoodwinked 2 versus Evil.
So let's tie this podcast up because I think we've pretty much run out of things to talk about. Let's do final thoughts. So George, you want to go first, buddy?
Judging strictly from when I recently watched it, I still fucking enjoy it. Like I wouldn't say like Carson said, I wouldn't say it's objectively a good movie, but I think I'd put it along with something like Cool World or stuff like that as movies I think are bad, but I can still enjoy nonetheless.
All right then, Sylvia.
Maybe I won't watch in the next few years, but maybe if I feel nostalgic one year, I'll watch it again. It is a good movie.
Carson.
Yeah, like I said, it's a poorly made movie, but it makes me laugh. So it's not a complete waste of time.
Same. I'm with you, Carson.
Okay.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I was just trying to get the control thing up. So my final words, my final thoughts. This movie is kind of akin to. So let's say you've got a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
And it's not a great chocolate bar. It's like a Tesco own brand, or if you're American, Walmart own brand. I don't know.
Yeah.
And but you bought it. It's like okay, and you know what it's supposed to be. You know what it's supposed to taste like. Not amazing, but gets the job done. Then on your way home, oh no, you dropped it, and it falls in a big puddle of dog piss. And you're trying to rinse off that dog piss, but it's fucked. You're not gonna get it back. This is that. The movie is that. Like I said before, the director wasn't very talented, wasn't very good, but as you can see in the film, there is a few laughs. Some of the characters aren't tragic. Like, there's no hate in it. It's not a malicious film. But he was handed, he didn't have the talent, and he was handed such a poor production company that out of his dreams came this big puddle of shite. This big puddle of dog piss. And that is what we had to watch. And the fact that it fucking was released in the cinema is not only how greedy the company is, but how stupid it thinks children are. Which turns out, children are fucking stupid.
Hey, I went to go see again. I saw Legend of Oz in theaters, and there was kids there.
I'm going to give you a quote from Sean Locke, British comedian. He said, "Children are fucking stupid. I'd buy a bag of gravel if it had Shrek on the front." And that explains why this movie made 110 million. Yeah, Carson?
The other thing is, parents, just, they see an animated movie is out, and they're like, oh, I'll take my kid to it. They don't care what it is, right? So,
Yeah.
there's that, too.
What do you mean? When I was growing up, whenever there was an animated movie I wanted to see, I mostly focused on stuff that looked interesting to me. When I was 10, I believe, I can't remember when, but it was around the time when I think 2007 or something when I asked my grandma if we could go to see the Horton Years of Who in theaters, and I went to go see that instead of something other shit that was out. Even then, I wouldn't say kids are that stupid. If you've seen that article that the Rise and Fall of Nickelodeon did with test they did with about what kind of stuff kids watch and what they like. I can give it a second. I'll go find the link for it.
It's a good article, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think kids are stupid. It's that they don't.
They don't know any better.
Yeah, they don't always understand when something's bad.
Yeah.
Is that not the definition of stupid?
Yeah.
Oh no, guys, I'm not trying to like say like I'm so much better because when I was a kid I was fucking stupid.
We all were.
I like all sorts of dumb shit. I thought Space Jam was a good movie.
Oh no.
Oh, come on, man. That movie
Oh.
is
People are
fucking
so-
terrible.
That movie's sad. And then I always get blasted for saying that sucks, and I think Back in Action's better. I always get blasted for that.
I tell you, after we finish the podcast, I will link you what Sean Link says about children because it's fucking funny and I fucking agree with it so much. That children are so like overrated. Like they'll give you like a shitty painting of like the person's bigger than the house, and you can say, "Oh, well done, that's brilliant, that's marvelous," but it's not. It's shit. So just to finish this off, I think what we should do is we should first kind of compare the 3 movies that we watched and decide which is best and which is worst. We'll do that very quickly because like I need to go to bed very soon.
Yeah.
And then we'll announce our movie of the week and our new theme next month. All right. So Carson, what was your favourite and your least favourite?
Can we get a rundown of which movies we watched this week?
Sure.
So
we had
Scooby-Doo, WrestleMania Mystery, and Hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I only watched Hoodwinked, so.
Best and worst.
I watched all 3.
I would say Hoodwinked.
Yeah. Okay. What about you? What about you, George?
Least favorite, fucking WrestleMania, fucking fuck you, Mystery. Favorite, Hoodwinked.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather I'll gladly watch Nut Job over this, and I mean, I will gladly watch Nut Job and this over fucking WrestleMania Mystery. Really, fuck that. Fuck.
All right. What about you, Sylvia? Which is your least?
Well,
and best?
I didn't see any of the movies because my Hangouts wasn't working and I didn't have a chance to. But judging by a Scooby-Doo reboot, I bet that was shit anyway.
It is.
So I'd say that was the worst, and then Hoodwinked was the better one.
Okay. For me, this is going to be quite surprising. See, I'm going to say WrestleMania Mysteries is the best one. Very controversial. I'll explain why. Because, I mean, even though I guess I laughed more at Hoodwinked, all 3 of them were bad movies. I thought the Nut Job was boring. WrestleMania was just what the fuck, the concept, and just how bad it was. And, you know, Hoodwinked was just so poorly made. But WrestleMania Mystery was like the most interesting mess. Because obviously it was just kind of like a marketing tool. And you had these like the wrestlers in voice acting, and like it's just interesting how like it's just a stupid money grabbing concept, but with such like a boring plot, like a step by step plot. So I thought it was like the most interesting mess out of the 3. You know, that's the one that made me like kind of most invested in it. And I think the worst one is the Nut Job, because Hoodwinked, as poor and badly as it made it is, there were some good jokes in it. There was a sparkle of potential, while the Nut Job was just this really boring, uninspired film that just took up too much of your time. If it was a minute long, it'll take up a minute too long of your time. And my personal recommendation is don't watch any of these movies.
Yeah. Yes, stay away from these movies. I kind of enjoy. I mean, I didn't hate Nut Job, and I like this movie, but just don't watch them. Go watch some better animated movies out there. Seriously.
Sure. Right. So next month, we did a little behind-the-scenes voting, and we are going to do live-action movies that were based on animated TV series and stuff. Just looking at what movies, because we've got quite a lot of movies we could do.
Yeah.
and there doesn't really seem
I
to
got
be
one.
a consensus. So
Not
just
yet.
I got one. We could.
I think our first one should be Scooby Doo. That's quite like a well-known one.
Oh.
And I got one we could watch if you. I got one you guys can watch if you're up for it.
What's that?
What is that?
It's too low res.
It's the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Oh no! Yay! Does it have June? Does it have June in it?
Let me check. I can't see.
The VHS is falling out.
Yeah, I think it is. I think she was.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Wait, that's
can we
live
change
action?
from Scooby Doo? I really don't want to watch another shit film next week. Can we do like the?
You might like it. You might not. You might find
Okay.
someone annoying.
I love
might not.
Scooby Doo so much.
I've never.
It's so stupid. It got like the
Like
monsters.
it's so funny. Like it's so good.
I've only
You
seen
might
the
find
sequel.
a particular
And like it's
character pretty
it's
annoying.
so close to the source material. Like you would love it.
It's so close to the source material.
I've only seen the sequel.
The sequel's great too.
I've seen both, but
And like
you might find a particular someone annoying.
Oh,
weird
right.
that
thing
much.
to me is that like the movies are so different. Like there's no way that they're like actually related, like in the same universe. Like it's like they're two separate things, but like they just brought the cast back. Like it's the weirdest thing.
I love how like you got like this like professor attitude towards it, like you're studying this like
Yeah, really.
years,
It's
you're
fucking-
getting your PhD in fucking Scooby Doo.
You have no idea.
Alright,
I've
so
just
never
been
seen it.
living
I've-
Scooby-Doo for like the last month. It's crazy.
I'll tell you what, we'll sort this out behind the scenes. I think we've taken up far too much of viewers' time, but so
Yeah.
next week definitely live action movies based on cartoons. And it'll probably be either
It's gonna be
Scooby Doo or the original Pink Panther movie, not the fucking one with Steve Martin. That one makes me
Oh.
want to stab knives into my kneecaps.
we should have done that one, but okay.
No more bad movies. I had 3 weeks of terrible movies, and then like most of the Christmas movies were awful. Absolutely awful. Oh god. I just remembered the Rudolph movie.
That movie's awesome. What the fuck's your problem?
It ruined my Christmas. It ruined my Christmas. And we never got round to talking about Arthur Christmas, so we just got lumped with the shit. You know, Santa thought I'd been a bad boy, so in my stocking he ran out of coal. What did he put? The Polar Express and a Rudolph Red-Nosed movie. Anyway, enough drama, enough tears. No more tears. This has been the Master Toons podcast with me, your host Jack, and Carson, George, Sylvia,
Hi.
and I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, favorite, bookmark, write
Share.
down in your diary, share with your friends. Bring this to school on your Android phone or Apple.
Make a group chat.
Make a phone out of Lego and watch it on that.
Oh, speaking of Legos.
Oh, yeah, you say Legos in America. Legos.
Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let go of my Lego.
Oh.
That's how I remember it. Anyway, fucking hell. Right, we're signing off.
Alright.
Bye.
Yep. See ya.
Oh God.
What the fuck is that?
Wait, I forgot to stop broadcasting.